What's going on, guys? Today we're shooting another review video on the Inokraft 7500 watt electric garage heater with remote. This is a ceiling mount fan forced shop heater with a digital thermostat. It's 240 volts, hardwired, and it's made for garages and workshops. It's also got a 12-hour timer and a overheat protection. This heater is coming in at about $140 US. It's got some pretty great reviews. And today we're gonna look at the heater, assemble it, install it, give it a test. And before we do all that, let's just go over a quick overview of the heater. Just a quick summary of this Inokraft 7500 watt electric garage and workshop heater. Couple of things. It is 240 volts, so you already know that this thing is going to push out incredible heat. It's going to be incredibly powerful, incredibly strong, and it's going to put in an awesome performance. This thing is rated at 7,500 watts. It's hardwired, and you know that that's a lot of power. That's going to push out a lot of hot air, and it is going to keep your garage and workspace nice and toasty. The design of this garage heater is, quite frankly, really beautiful. It comes in this grayish color. It's got these chrome slats. It's got this just absolutely beautiful design. It's crafted well. And that's what gets us to our next point, the quality. This thing is wonderful quality. When I started to open up the packaging, I was blown away by not only the packaging, but the quality of the heater itself. It comes with so many different wonderful features. It's built strong and durable. It's got a beautiful paint job to it. It's got attention to detail. And I can tell that this heater is of top quality. This brings us to the next point, and probably the most important point, performance. On these cold winter nights here in Virginia, you already know that we need performance. Our garage is absolutely freezing. It's averaging around 35 to 40 degrees in the garage itself, and even colder at nighttime outside. And so we need performance. This garage heater is 240 volts, 7,500 watts, and it's pumping out tons and tons of hot air with a built-in thermostat. And it's going to keep this garage nice and toasty. Looking at price, it is a wonderful price. It's at $140 United States. And that right there, to have a heater that's going to keep your garage or workspace comfortably warm for $140, that is probably one of the best bangs for your buck that you can buy. This is a perfect gift for absolutely anybody that's looking for something for their father, something for their husband, anybody that works out in their garage or in their workspace. This is the gift. Lastly, convenience. Again, it's got this beautiful digital display over here, but on top of that, it's also got remote control. This allows you to change the temperature on this heater, turn it on, turn it off, change the temperature, control all the different features from a distance away, which means that you can put this heater in any position, any place, any angle, and you're still going to be able to control it with this remote. Now that we've covered all of the main things that this Inokraft 7500 watt electric garage heater has, now let's go and have a look at the heater itself and what comes in the package. All right, guys, so now that we've got the heater wired up, we're gonna start talking a little bit about it. And so to begin, we can start with the exterior look of the heater. There's a couple of things that stand out about this heater, and the first few things are that it feels and looks sturdy and strong. It's got this matte gray, metallic silver, and chrome exterior that not only looks beautiful, but also feels sturdy, durable, it feels resistant, it feels powerful, it feels premium. Even as we walk around the heater, you'll see that this premium quality is something that is found in every piece and every part of this heater. The front grills are this gorgeous chrome. They've got this very nice premium feel to them. You can tell that they're strong, they're sturdy, and they'll be able to direct airflow in whatever direction you're looking for. As we walk around, we've got these beautiful decals, and again, this really, really nice matte paint that just feels durable and strong. As we go to the wire, you'll see that it's got this little bung with it, this grommet, and it keeps the wire safe, while also noticing how thick these wires are. I mean, these are quality wires, thick, premium, very, very low gauge wires, and you're gonna be very safe with this type of product. As we walk around, again, look at the quality craftsmanship of this heater. I mean, the fan looks beautiful, the grills look beautiful, everything is painted. We've got a opportunity to use a built-in thermostat versus an external thermostat. We've got the part numbers and the model number all back here with the little QR code to find those products. As we move around, you'll see these little rings around it as well, and these are different places where you can tap into the wiring for this heater. So we can run wiring through here, through here. There's another spot right here, and there's two more on this side. One for the wiring, one for thinner wiring. So there's so many different things that you could do with this heater. There's so many options of things that you could add on or tap into. When it comes to these are little spin-off bolts, and this is what you're gonna be using the bracket for. So you can mount this heater up in a variety of different positions. Not only can you mount this thing up in a variety of different positions with those bolt holes, but also the air you can redirect with these chrome vents. We look at some of the features, we can see that there's a couple of buttons that are down here. And so these buttons are explained right over here. And so we've got a power button, an on and off switch. We've also got a mode selection button, which has a high, low, eco, and fan only option. We've also got a timer button with a auto timer setting. We've got a up and down button for temperature and the timer. And look at this, it can go from 40 to 99 degrees Fahrenheit, as well as a timer for 0 to 24 hours. We've also got a conversion button to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So not only do you have this control panel on the bottom of the heater, but you also have this remote. And the remote's right here, and it's got similar buttons, and you can control the heater from far away with this. You can see here is the pre-installation instructions, and it comes with these items here. Comes with a mounting bracket, an infrared remote control, a couple of thick, high-quality screws, the wiring and plug accessories, a cable gland, and a couple of washers. Again, as we described earlier, this heater does have a built-in thermostat, but it's also got an external thermostat option as well. Over here are the installation instructions, and you can see that in the very beginning, it's just explaining to you how to do the wiring. So here's how you connect the wires. There is a little screw right there, and so you're gonna pop that screw off. You're gonna pop one of those little metal plate patterns over there, the little thing that I showed you right here. These things just pop off. You can push these with your hand, you could push it with a screwdriver, a hammer. These things just pop right off. You then take the little bung connector, and so you plug that in and you just twist that on. And then you run your wires into the heater. And so something to keep in mind is that it does come with all of these items, right? It does come with the wiring. It does come with the grommet bung connector. It comes with the plug as well. And so you run the wires in, and then there's 3 simple wires in there. From those wires, it tells you exactly where to put those wires. You've got a red wire that you put in L2. You've got a black wire that you put into L1. And then you've got the green wire that you ground out. Here's the top view of these little L2 and L1 switches. There's your bung connector. And so you run the wires in, put the red wire in L2, black wire in L1, and then you just tighten the screw up, and then that clamps the cable onto the connector there. After you finish up with connecting these wires, all you have to do then is close the heater, put the screw back in, and begin to hang it. Hanging the heater is really simple. Again, you've got these heavy-duty screws right here. You only need 2 of them and some of the washers, so it comes with extra hardware as well, which is very nice. And you just find a wooden beam, screw the bracket into the wooden beam, and then you use these holes right here. There's hole 1, there's hole 2, and you line that up with where you want these little bolts right here. And again, that's gonna allow you to adjust the angle at which the heater is laying. So for an overview, there's a couple of things that this heater comes with. It comes with the wiring, which is very thick, high quality wiring. It comes with a nice rubber sheath so that it protects all those very thick wires running very heavy voltage. It comes with its own plug. It also comes with the grommet connector. The wires run through the grommet connector into the heater, and then it's just 3 simple wires, and you're just red to L2, black to L1, and then green, which is your ground, to this bolt right here. It also comes with a remote control, a bracket to hold the heater in various orientations. It comes with the hardware necessary to hang the heater. And it comes with the instructions, owner's manual, and a little card for the support center. One thing that I want to emphasize is that since having this heater, Inokraft has already reached out multiple times just to ensure the happiness and the success of this installation, and they have done a phenomenal job. They have extremely great customer service, some of the best people that I've ever had to work with when it comes to customer service. They are a quality company that cares about their products, and you can tell that the quality of their items are right up there with the best of them. So now that we've talked about all of the different features that this heater has, we can now go into the garage and install everything. So I've got the heater here now in the garage, and one thing that I wanted to point out is this is a 7,500 watt garage heater, but I also have another garage heater that I bought elsewhere. And so I just want to point out the difference in quality here, right? With this heater, we've just got a on-off switch, a high-low, and a little knob for temperature. There's not a lot of adjustability here. As with the Inokraft, we've got a lot of different variability. We've got a bunch of different switches for a bunch of different variations and controls, whether it's timing, whether it's temperature, so a lot more options. Another thing that you'll notice is the quality of the vents and the quality of the heater. This is a much thinner quality metal. It's very heavy, but it's very low quality metal, as well as low quality plastic flaps. And as you walk around, just the material of this, it starts to get a little bit of rust and the paint chips very easily. As with the Inokraft, you can tell that it's built strong, it's built durable. The vents are made out of a nice thin chrome. It's not too heavy of a heater, so it'll be easy to mount, but also it feels very strong and durable. Another massive thing to pay attention that just emphasizes the quality is the thickness of the wires. I mean, here is the wires that came with this other heater. Look how thin that is compared to the Inokraft. Almost double or triple the thickness in wires. Inokraft also came with a safety bung and grommet to protect the wires, whereas this one did not come with it, and I actually had to wrap it with some electrical tape just to keep it safe while it went into the heater. One other thing to note is that this other electrical heater didn't come with its own plug, so I had to supply this own plug, which was at least about $20 on its own, whereas the Inokraft came with its own plug. So overall, here's 2 electrical heaters. One of them is about 5,000 watts, one of them is 7,500 watts. One has very little features, one has a ton of different features. One is built pretty low quality and one is built very high quality. One comes with no remote and the other one comes with the remote. So these are both 2 different heaters, almost the same price, but there is a massive difference in quality and the things and features that you get with these heaters. Now let's plug in the Inokraft heater and see how things go. Okay, so we've got the Inokraft heater plugged in and we're gonna put it to the test. There's the on-off switch on. You can see that it's already on the high setting. You can mess with the temperature and see that it's put at 47 degrees Fahrenheit already. It's 47 degrees in the garage. And we can change the temperature all the way up to 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's your timer setting. That is the internal thermostat there. And here's your different settings for temperature. Here's your high, low, eco, and fan setting. So we're gonna leave it on high, and we're gonna come back in a short period of time to see how this heater's doing. Again, one thing that I immediately noticed is how much air that this heater is pushing out. It is pushing a lot of hot air out at a very, very high volume, and so I have no doubt that this is gonna warm up the garage way faster than this heater here. All right, so we're in the garage, and we've just wired up and tested the heater, and it works great. But now we're gonna try and mount up the heater so it can be in its final resting spot. And so you guys saw in the prior video that the heater did come with its own mounting hardware. But in this case, we're going to use some nuts and bolts that we've got lying around because it matches the same mounting holes as my prior heater. And so when we measure out the spacing between these holes, the holes are about 7.5 inches apart, which coincidentally is the exact distance between these outer holes from my prior electric garage heater. So I'm just gonna use those. Okay, so here is the hardware that we're gonna use. Just some nuts and bolts that I was using for the prior electric heater. We're gonna use those outer holes over there, and we're just going to mount this bracket straight up into the wood like that. Alrighty, so now that we've got the bracket mounted up, this is nice and sturdy. All we gotta do is adjust these bolts here so we can get it mounted up properly at the right angle. And so since I'm gonna be mounting this up pretty much perfectly vertical, I'm gonna be using these two mounting holes on both sides. These two here and these two here. And so all I need to do is remove these and line it up with these holes right here. All right, and so now that we have those two bottom bolts in, I just want to show that we can adjust the angle of the heater by picking what nut you want to insert the last bolt in. So if we put it over here, it's perfectly upright. If we angle it down more, it's going to be in that second bolt, and so on. So because again, I want to keep this pretty straight, I'm going to put it in the very first bolt just like that. So here are the last two bolts right here. And I'm just going to line this up there and put these in here. Tighten that up. Get that pretty snug. And this side is officially finished. Just need to put this last side, and we're tightening this top bolt up here. And just like that, the installation of the bracket is complete. So here is a final look of the heater mounted up in the garage. And one final test. We've got this wired up. Let's come down here on the heater. And we've got it powered on. Adjust the temperature here. And bam, just like that, we've got the Inokraft 7500 watt electric garage heater mounted up and installed. And just like that, you see that the heater is saying that the internal thermostat is at 66 degrees Fahrenheit. And after just about an hour, the
temperature inside the garage has gotten up to about 69 degrees Fahrenheit. So incredible performance by this heater. I'm talking top notch quality. Its performance is amazing.
All right, guys, so we're back in the house now, and we're going to do a final summary of the Inokraft 7500 watt electric heater. We just want to say again that this heater was so impressive. It warmed up the garage incredibly fast. It uses 240 volts, 7500 watts. It's got a beautiful design. It feels like it's made out of quality parts, and it's got an amazing performance. It's listed at only $140 US. It's got a beautiful remote, and what we don't have on the list, and probably one of the most important things, is their customer service is absolutely incredible. I would highly recommend this electric garage heater or workshop heater. I think you're gonna absolutely love it. It's one of the best things, best investments that I have for my garage, and I hope that you guys go after it.